Also fua manuia o fionga savea.
E o whate ia uile, vai asuna se ima vai atu ina ua tawhi you know, my normal territory is in
Yeah,
Avondale, and I didn't know that you were around the area. I will fia ina ua tawhi loa I whapea, lo whaifo langi tauma langi malo fie, a lo walo. Ia malo whaftai le tapo inga, lau sunga lua tua, ua mai ama whaifo ma umusamba, ia le te tau le atali.
yeah. Viele tu me uma savea. I came back for manga fela u dua vai aso lo break ka.
I,
Aso ngo ka fela I Avondale.
Nā lia lava.
So
I
back
was
to
very
work.
glad to catch up with
Yeah,
you in person on that
yeah.
day.
First
But the
time in
next time,
person.
ola whai lo
Yeah.
mas ka kofe ma ka kalkalonga.
Not only that, yes,
Yeah.
please. Yeah,
Now,
yeah. You look younger, much younger in person too. It was good to meet
just
you.
before we get on to our business, now tell me, Matt, what's behind this? What's your take on your son? You know, was he born in New Zealand? Whanau I nili tama, maola ai ona whaafeo na tatailo na loto e fia I le tūmaleanga I whanua a Samoa.
Yeah, born and bred in New Zealand. Five lima whāngau.
I,
And so they're all born and bred here.
ia.
They're
E lima
apa
whanau pe lima
lima.
whaletamba.
Yeah, lima ka make e kolu kapa kolu kapa
Yeah.
enge.
Okay, yeah, right. So,
And
this is the
so
eldest boy.
le ai, he's the third.
Is he
He's
the
the
first
third.
to wear the traditional tattoo?
Le ai, he's the
E,
second. He's the second.
also,
The oldest boy was the first,
e,
and then he's the second. And then I got one more boy, Leilunga, upstairs. He's the third.
okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
they so when I saw you in Avondale, he was at the Totua ink shop with
Yeah, well, Peter and Surape,
Surape.
yeah,
Yeah.
Peter, yeah, o na yo nephews na,
Yes,
aina
you
watu ma
told
e
me.
talano,
Yes.
ia, e whawhai lo pātua le whanau le nā Surape sua. A o la i
Lei,
ti lava
yeah.
ia a
Lei
whionga
is gamba.
i,
Very nice,
yeah.
general, professional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Malo, I'm glad you're back, and I hope you're rejuvenated and you
Yeah.
know have some energy
Yoi.
to
Yes.
carry on. We're not too far away from Christmas and New
I
Year
know.
and the holiday festive season. You know.
Very, very. Yeah.
Yeah. Ia, e mana ia leo e malolo.
Mm.
Ia, a o lo ua tā pena le tūlanga tā ua lea o le Yeus Insurance e pui pui ai fo ia lo sui fua malolo ina. E maise o le teimi e tupo i se whaalawe whafo sei, ni mai fo i e oso whafo sei mai e le i ma fo ina. Ia po ni whaalawe fo o nai lo o le tutu lai le kiu ma nga I atu fo i le tātou public health system. La le tā ua te leo le iai o le private insurance lea e vave ai o na whatino ia le vaingo le fo mai ia ma se tulanga fo I whaprianga se tulanga tautupe.
No, it's facilities are there. Yeah, only the queue. It's getting longer, the queue. It's fun, mai. Among me, if you go to your formai, if a mairo formai, you need to see a specialist. You need to have a kaoko, oka. The queue, it's longer now. Mukwa umi. For me, I waited lukau sanga. Lukau sanga, 'cause I didn't have private health insurance. Lukau sanga whakali I Waitakere Hospital out
I,
west.
ia,
You know the misingi for ngale when you bear moe and then they fight misingi for your breathing.
ia,
Yeah, because my breathing it wasn't good for my you know normally if alui kula moe kangaka.
ia,
But for me, even though I went to sleep is fulu woke up at like 7, so that's like 8 hours sleep.
ia,
But because I wasn't breathing properly, ngale whai kula was my hourly sleep, not 8.
I,
Even though I went to sleep for 8 hours, and kula was my quality sleep.
sleep,
So I was wondering why I was always feel moe during the day, like
ia,
always, want to go sleep. No energy. Here. Because of my breathing, because when you kanguru,
ia,
and then you hold your breath, when you kanguru, you're holding your breath, and then you breathe again, then you hold your breath. And so ele lava le quality lo moe. So for my for you have to go see a specialist. So I went and saw a specialist, gaming of a specialist, and they said, yes, we're going to put you on the list. Yes. Yeah. Kole lukau sanga before they gave me the masingi. O laki ele I kupuse pale kongu lau, breathe out langa. During that 2 years, I could have had a heart attack. So now I've got the machine. My breathing, breathing, I sleep properly, 8 hours sleep. When you stop breathing, when you stop mangava, the machine presses the air out. So you can keep breathing. So now the quality of the sleep is very good now. So the story is 2 years waiting. So even though ele public hospital, Middlemore, Auckland, North Shore, West, it's for free, right? You don't pay anything. But the only problem, level the wait. So if you want to see the whalemai fast, have a ko'oko fast, see the specialist, the only way, or the private hospital, or the private health insurance. So private health insurance skips the lainga. There's no waiting. If I had private health insurance, I would have seen the formai fast vave. The whalemai, I would have got the masingi within 6 months. Not lukau sanga, within onga singa, I would have got the masingi straight away. So very ta'ua. But you know, that was a lesson for me because I didn't carry on my health insurance when I left the company. And so that's the main benefit. If you apply for health insurance through me as an insurance broker, then I put through the application, health, not too many illnesses, you know, height and weight again is another thing for us, Pacifica. And if it's Kaulia, then you can get health insurance, and that way you for kaokos, specialists, everything. So health insurance are very important. They reckon 1 in every 4 New Zealanders, they get diagnosed with like a cancer, like a maifaku, you know, diabetes, and it's very common for these ma'is, these ngasis, for us, for everyone, but faster for us Pacifica for some reason. And so we'll be seeing the whalimai, you know, faster than the palangis. So the wait is too long. Umi the wait. So health insurance is very important way to get you in faster
for treatment. Malu, is it or the million why? Oh no, itato. Samoans and the Pacific people, including Maori. It's because of our lifestyle and also other social issues there. But what are some of the alternatives to Matt? Is a mem fayuna tau ngo fi ia fai mafai le tato life insurance. I mean tato healthcare insurance, especially for like healthcare or like fa longwa ka ia sa tilo fo ia le mata upu fo ila the United States and their policies, the Obamacare. And once a bo ro o luoni ma e ma wai o fo ila we fa finga ta lavon totally no se Medicare insurance. That's the alternative.
Another alternative, because in my health insurance, but the only problem if I think and so when I see my clients, mainly, you know, Pacifica, I put in a lot of insurance covers, but I didn't like the medical insurance. I do the life insurance for, you know, Malu, pay the funeral there because it's more kongofie, easier to get kaulia. Health insurance, I hardly ever do many health insurance for our people because and because of all the health criteria. So let's see, alternative for this is, again, if you go through your employer. So most of my clients, Samoan clients, so none of them are unemployed. They're all working somewhere. Whether it's the aonga, whether it's the officer, whether it's the factory, doesn't matter. As long as they're working, I say to them, I will do the life insurance and a couple of other insurances. But when I show them the health insurance, ele mga away because kongka. And so I say another alternative is ask your boss,
Employer.
your HR manager lady, if I can have an appointment with them, and if I go through them and a covered company and the company pays for the health insurance, then it's free.
Yeah.
It's fully subsidized for them. Mga mele boss, to kukongi for this insurance, and it's all covered. And that way, all their ingasingases doesn't matter if they're mamafa or kauria, because there's no medical criteria, because it's through the employee group scheme. It's all covered.
Yeah.
So that's another alternative to get health insurance. May se ako Pacifica, because like I said, if I think ka. So if you go through your company, your employer, and just get me in an appointment with your pule, then I can do the rest for them and cover all the staff under group health insurance. So that's the cover I had with my work when I was working in the office. But when I left that company, I didn't carry it on.
Yeah.
For 2 years for dismissing, because I didn't carry on that group health insurance that the pule paid for me when I was working for the company. So, yeah.
Maybe that's a great idea. Maybe we should try it ourselves because it does include bargaining in good faith when you come to employment contracts and having a good relationship with your boss and your management, because you're a great asset to the company, but also and produce what you're supposed to deliver.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Maria, that's very, very spot on, Xavier. Very, very spot on. And a lot of times, if you, like you said, if you're a good asset and you have a good relationship with your company, you've been there for many years. It may say Pacifica, we're quite committed to our employers. I remember my mum and dad, when they were working before they retired, they stayed with the same company for
the rest of their lives.
Yeah, they don't switch like us young generation now, when we go to different companies. They stay there for 40, 50 years. So they're an asset, like you said, and the pule cares for them because they see that they're committed. So that's one way that the pule will not feel sorry for them, but the pule will take on board what they want with this makaupu here. And they will say, okay, let me have a look at this health insurance for our staff, as one way for them to give back to the staff. For all the efforts and commitment, the staff are making money for them. So to put this in place is one way of showing engagement from the employer, showing that they care, that they want to look after their staff to keep them happy, and so they don't leave and go to another company. They stay with them. If you explain what I was saying, I suppose that makes sense, eh?
Mari, I think it really makes sense, because ole elenga tole pui ole pulenga ya te oi. O lau foi commitment tol tanga whainga ruenga nga ilenga ruenga. So it's a two-way street in that sense. Yeah, but it's some people treat their work as a family, and the full-time commitment to your work and throughout the years. Wa tātou e sa le iau e koruma singa I o le singa ruenga e feo so whai whapena vātu.
Yes.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Now we'll come to some disability issues. For lele te ua tupu se wharawelave. For lele a te oe ona umi ale o se teimi te malo lo ai. O lea sisi ngā ruenga le rei e tauna whai. E te loa ai. E umi se teimi e sa wailau tupe lea a o e malo lo. You will still receive your income. But how long would that last?
Yeah. Good question, Xavier. E fualunga luenga, and so awhai e whanga luenga ka ngakari officer. Let's say high up manager I the officer. La kongi might last, se fulu vai aso. if they're lucky. If they're high kulangas maulunga in the office. If they're in the warehouse or factory, well, lucky bear lasts for more than 5 hours and then stops. Again, could be 6 weeks, could be 8 weeks. So if we fall in your kulanga in your ngaruenga, in terms of how long your kokongi is going to last before it stops.
Yeah.
So if you are lavea or if you're mai, and for mai for 6 months or 1 year, then you have to decide, if I whenga kokongi pili if I'm off work for 6 months, o kasiko sanga, and your kokongi will stop after 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or 8 weeks.
Madi.
Then whenga kokongi ai ka alafu pili rent, mokesi, and everything else that we can think of, being singi, shopping.
Yep, every
expense. Our kokongi is very taua because it pays for all those things. But we don't think about it unless say longa will stop the kokongi. Then we panic. And then the only answer is, wins, sickness, benefit. It's not much. Ngari lo se lau ka la verso. Ai vai lo kokongi nga valu se lau ka la verso o afe ka la verso. Yeah, the wins ngari lo se lau ka la verso, so ele lava. You can't pay for all those things, all your commitments. ACC. So if you are Sexengi or resident, and you have an accident, a kaulia ACC, then we're lucky because ACC will cover valusul pesenge lo kokongi. During that whole time, kasikausanga. Yeah, they will cover, but be careful because a lot of times ACC, all the 3 months they review it. They review it with your formai. And then they do it again for another 3 months. So a lot of times ACC, if I
to go back to work,
even though you're not 100%, but stop the pay. So you can't rely on ACC to pay you for 1 year, 2 years. A lot of people in Masangi, they had that same problem. So, but at least if they kaulia you, they cover you, then your kokongi, 80% of your kokongi is covered for accident. But what about ngase? What about all your ma'is, your cancers and heart attacks, or even COVID, or certain ma'is, ngase, they keep you off work for a couple of months. Yeah, ele cover ACC because they are not accidents, right?
Yeah.
So then what is there to cover your kokongi, to pui your kokongi? And so that's where I put in place covers like income disability protection. If it's kaulia, it's just fua lo job. If your job's too dangerous, like working in the mines, or you're climbing up those ladders, or you're in the factory heavy machinery, then it's usually le kaulia for income protection.
High risk.
So income protection, it depends on your job. And a lot of my clients not kaulia for income protection, just life, trauma, or maybe life, and that's it. So it all depends on the risk whether e mawhainga kaulia income protection. But I just thought it's good to share that because a lot of people ele malamalama the income and how important your income is until you lose it, until your income stops. So yeah.
Malu, I would tell you so. You need to put that in place, not only to protect your income, but also if you do have a mortgage, the same principle.
Same principle with mortgage, yeah. And so with mortgage, if you have a mortgesi, when you have a mortgesi, the only thing they think of is puile the mortgesi with the house insurance. Fale. But mankufu ile house insurance only about move fale. Or if a tornado comes and smashes the house, then that's why you need the house insurance because it's mandatory about mortgesi. And Emele knows that obviously with her line of work. But what about if you are lavea or mai, and again same scenario, Savea? Over le off work, the bank's going to be ringing you to say, hey, you've missed more than 4 payments of the mortgage. We're going to sell your house under you now. Or mortgagee sale.
Yeah.
And then that's very whalekongo, that's very sad because you've worked hard, to save up for this mortgage and worked hard for, let's say Emele to get you into this house. Now you've lost the house because you didn't put in place mortgage protection. So mortgage protection, if you're off work, will pay 115%. Se lau su 5% of your mortgage payments masinga uma every month. It pays your mortgage payments and a little bit more, so that you don't get the house taken off you. It's similar to income protection. The only difference is it doesn't pay your kokongi, just your mortgage payments, and it's not affected with ACC. So if it's an accident, kokongi or ACC, every month your kokongi, mortgage protection will still pay the mortgage payments regardless if ACC pays you or not. That's the good thing about this one. It's not clash with ACC. And it's facing gong fear than income protection.
Would you, at some stage, might face this kind of scenario where the mortgage and the insurance of the house, lela ua e mai nei.
Yes.
Yeah, I te ua mu malefale. Olona winga la. Wa so mambea fainga ka uma kukupu ya oile keimi kasi. So,
yes.
But it could arrive to some scenario like that. For ini mea fa penana tutupu ya ai for mea fa solitu la fono maisi ma fo fonga fo lele to out to that. These are suspicious and ma te tupu fa tasi nei be lu ya te ol te betas.
Yeah. Kupufa kasi mei. Mun fale and you are mai. If you have a mortgage, then I would say we'll say Fale Fale in terms of your house insurance will cover you. Because the house insurance is there to pui your fale if it moves. And so you'll get a new house. I'd say the insurance will get you into a hotel while they're building the house. But then you're still mai, and you can't,
pay the mortgage
for another 6 months. You need mortgage protection as well. But if you don't have mortgage protection and you only have life insurance and a house insurance, then the house insurance still cover you ba mu fale. Life insurance won't pay yet, se longa maliu but you have to pass away. So that's where the mortgage protection very taua. I had to explain this to my client the other day because our Belloc client we just do the life insurance only. Is this one here, they're going to take the risk. And I said, it's a very dangerous risk because you have a mortgage. You need to protect it while you're alive, not just when you pass away. And so, it's just educating our people on having this type of cover. But again, falling on wenga, because mortgage protection, again, the risk of the job, if you're factory, if you're climbing trees, chopping down trees, working in the mine, then it's hard to get this cover again.
Malo. After tele lava Matt Luatua, la malo falo lugia, mai le company le da advice for life. Say to e fonga ba yala u telefoni fa mole Matt.
Ia le olu wa fiku.
Yeah.
Alu kolu iwa, kasi fiku, kasi fa.
Awa, o mata upu nei, la ema whai ma vili atu ia to ina mo olo matua mo to tala noa mwhaso, because it's very important. E le pui pui o fwoi o le saunga le mua le tangata, e meise o iei se tupe, whaanganga mo le tina, po le tama, po le ainga, le mo kesi, ia pea e le vea pea ngas ngase, ia pe whano fwoi le soifua. O le telefoni lea, to e whamau, wa whapi ane i lau pusa isa, mo le sunga a Matt Luatua, advice for life il olu fitu valu toluiva tasi fitu tasi fa olu fitu valu toluiva tasi fitu tasi fa. Thank you, my brother, for the conversation. Always appreciate your contribution every week, and I'm sure people appreciate that as well, and call you up and have a chat or just getting familiarized ile malama I nei mea wa live and le malama ye yo ta tangat I'm we tele le fiafi but we fo I malolonga on le nei fiafi fa so ia
Thank you. Taylor, Pasifua.
Fasifua ia le na le uso ia Matt Luatua lan telefoni le na le olu fitu valu toluiva tasi fitu tasi fa ia o te loa la ia matua na e whanongolongo mai e tā ua ia i lato e alo lofa ia lato whanau e alofa le si to ina e le si lo matua le to ina whamakelo anga le whi gel por kalamele ale atau sa vea e winga i neime o tupe ma le pui nga foi o le tā whane mō nai a tā whanau a tā whanau, wele kero i la whanau. Ai kia i ka maki la iki, tā olo, vili lo ma mat, lo atu na le sau, whasino mai ma le pepa, wha mal malama le lei mai a i tā ua, ia le tūlanga mi whai ei ona, seinia se whianga inga whapena. O lea la ua, to e... Sfulbal valu minuto na tale o le tu la limba ai tau nu lo fo i mele va fa ola le ana rescue ai ia o le manawandui o le wa a fio mai ai matuta mai le sa o le fio ngal faltua ya Emele Palamo e le tato por kalame masani le na o tuli loa le tunu o le Malu i Fale ta lofa Emele ma lo so fo mnuia ya te el faltua fa aftai fo la pale na mai lo waso malo lo e la sona nafi ia fa pe fo ia sene malo longa sa fa tino
ia talo fala fionga savea ia fa tai lava mole ava noi le nei fiafi ia fa talo fa fo ile mamalu le tunu o fa fonga mai le nei fiafi ia o le Samoa o le wa io o le ke holiday i Samoa so le manga ia kau Samoa ki fa longa ki mo kako
ia ma lo faftai le tua wa taunu watu malmanduia whainga malanga na e mo watu se vaenga o le fontanga le jokam?
Ia, ngō mo mai ia au kele ia ilanga ngālanga malanga mai o la spana o si o matu tina ia. Kele la voltaininga spendi i matilo matua ia. Koe malanga kfoile kai au, so we make the most of the opportunity while we're home.
Yeah. Are they able to access watching us live on any platform or over there?
I'm sure. I think the family is watching from somewhere. I have no idea. I'm actually. Oh, leo kengo fongo is poko soaking ai. E manga ele malu o le ilang air conditioner.
Yeah, ilang air conditioner. Le me ta wala le me ta una fa ile. Il temi le nei vel nei avano. E fa manu ia tuai ia le aso I fu lo tina musalo te le lopo o fia tu sanga lo mtua. Yeah, I.
Valutacion te sanga toi fu.
Oh, matua le titi ala so tina I lo tua. Yeah, I. Avele nei avanoa. Whamanuia tuai nei por kalambe. O le Malu I Fale. Ia te nei le atau sa verba le sunga se Yuli Isaac Paunga. Ia, ai mase fo ia oe le whaletua o le alo le te maitai. Manuia tele lo waso whanauti nām. Bai, o le aso na that's sort of enough. Along ono I have access and being sent a lot of resources. E ringa te le New Zealand Herald, or the Conversation, or the Newsroom. The resources are abundant. I will tell you if I tell what to the resources. The resources in the South Newsroom. For my ole te mi ton wal ne lewa amata na sau ilalo ia le tau interest rate. Tupe tu lui ia. Ai ole o tau fiofi mamau pe le marketi I le tau o Fale. Ona ua tele Fale fo le tau le whata watu. Ai le o iei tele te ngata ua wha au ngā la tupe investa ima. So the prices still remain while the interest rates are coming down. So you say, no, mata upule.
E whātai sa vea mo le sili tu sa o le tūlanga le e sa o le leila walau sa unuanga o le interest rates I o a mata o na sa ulalo. Mana tua fo'i o le okitopa le na whaiailesi announcement a le Reserve Bank, the OCR announcement. Yeah, le na tawa I lalo interest rates, so it's been dropping. O le si OCR announcement a le Reserve Bank le expect ia November. O le tusa o le expectation na vale ia le makesi le au popoto le la to te whaiaia fuafuanga whapea o le atwe pa ufo I lalo. So that is the prediction at the moment. So le te mile nei o le lava e mana ia le sau I lalo o tato interest rates. sa o lau saunoanga from what we see, o lai lava e stable lava le tau o fale ele yeso na me i te leilunga. Masalo le suma ya Bob o le lato special field le, ma whaiona lato o maia le a lot more data, but we do get the data for i pe o lau saunoanga. Ele o yeise me i te leilunga o prices, but usually, historically, afa pe pa o ilalo interest rates, typically the house prices generally go up. So, but ile te millennia le o ye tele se movement o le tau fale anga I lunga o le lava they seem to be stabilizing. So it's still a good time. If ata wa so mota, pe afa pe o la fie si le le tulanga.
O le o mai fa momonga le real estate report ile masino se tema tu sa male tolus fulu wafe fale o le lunga le marketi e te tau lona fa tauinatu. But there's a worry that the low interest rate might push the prices up again in the market soon. Is this the trend o mea lava I masani I na sau I lea tausanga me lea tausanga le marketi?
Yeah, e sa o pe o lau sononga. Ona o le pe o wha maunga fo inga le over the years. Le au mai ia predictions pa pea. Alu tele I lalo interest rates. O le masani lava le marketi alu ana pa o I lalo interest rates. Ia eva aia lava from the years gone past. Eva aia lava le alu I lunga o le tau fale. O le temi nei. Ele o yei tele se alu anga. Ele o va aia se movement up o le tau fale. So o le ema nei lava we can maximize the interest rates here tau lalo. So let's hope for the benefits o tatou le mamalu le tunu ulele I whaataua ni latou fale more as first home buyers po I latou o mana na o whaatau sa latou fale more for their sake and their benefit. Ia awane I alu tele, ia awane me I lunga le tau fale. Ai me I mai lalo interest rate tu mana ia lea.
O le whaiunga le reports na le newsroom and le la. Because I subscribed to it, and it was the newsroom, and I joined the housing market as well. Whamaile prediction lavanga. Soon, very soon, people will turn to look and take advantage of this, and investors themselves will come and invest in buying these properties. Ai mange fo I la prediction si len tatala noi. Wangalo ia tau, o le tatala noi. Ile ta Malu I Fale. Now, vai na o lava fo I ai in mataupula. O le tau o le meta o le floating rate. O le ale meta o le floating rate. A le ale meta o le fixed rate. How does that work?
Yeah, whaafteisa vea mo le sili. Tusa o itu a inga structure ia po o le wha tonu ino lau mo kesi pe a whaisa o mo kesi o le mea mo mua lava. O le floating rate, where it's at easy banks is the variable rate. O le winga o le tulanga. Alu lava I lunga interest rates. E alu fo I lunga le interest rate o lau mo kesi po o le vaenga. O lau mo kesi le tu o le floating rate or a variable rate. Along winga alu lava I lunga le interest rates. I wa me I fo I lunga lau rates.
Sui fo le pay.
Pa o fo I lalo interest rates. Yes, e me I fo I lalo lau interest rate, which obviously it means alu lunga I wa mau lunga lau pe meni. Alu fo I lalo ia wa alu fo I lalo ma lau pe meni. So o le tāua o le tulanga e le lei lava I le malama le mamalu le tunu po le ale benefiti o le mesa o le floating interest rate.
Mali.
Or a variable interest rate. Ona iai lava ona benefiti o le tulanga le whapea for my clients e wha malama po le ale depending po le ale nature o le lato income le au mai.
Mali.
For any expectation o se si extra income o au mai. Mo se whaataita inga a whapea o se waele te vaenga le tele lata ia lato po ngisi e maua. That could be a real estate agent or le vaenga le te tele lava every month they could have a portion o le lato mo kesi tu le floating. O lona winga a whapea float lau mo kesi. A yesau extra income fo ngale pongi ngisi lai maua mai. E mawhaile ana e tango e tutongi le vaenga le float. Ai le aiso na penalty pe le aiso na tau fo ina le extra le charge le bank. O le au ngala le o le variable po le floating rate. E mawhai ona e tutongi ina, ia whaavave le tutongi ina. Ai le aiso na extra charge.
Lei se whaasalanga. Whare wal mele leo titile tu e tulia tu nei. Awa e finau fo ile whare tupe ia. Wa le tausia le ia inga fo ile leo le taimi. The time span for you to pay the interest rate and the mortgage wa vave e sauloa to tongi uma mea ia. E whaamutai fo ina ma se whaamnianga o le whare tupe la tau ia mo le lumanai. O sa o le mea na.
Yeah, so leila wala so noanga on o le floating interest rate o le mela le ta ua ile malama le malu le o le ale benefiti o le vaenga mo oi. So o le benefiti la le a va be ala utongi. Yeah, ele is extra cost, but you save thousands of dollars in interest da. O le fo yo le vaenga a fa pe floata o sa se fa la belave. Wa mana o mia sina seleni. E ma faio na e to koloinga mai se vaenga o lau mo kesi le floating rate. Ai e toi whaonga. So e peia iailo na flexibility, peia ia meia e whaingo fio na e pei ofinga, e mwhaiona e toina no mainga se vaenga o lea without any extra cost ia se oi. So o le benefiti la lea mo le mamalu le tunu, o le variable or a floating rate. Bela o lau long. Sorry.
Le tau no pe o lo ba ni ya le tata long flow on le wo malama ni nai vaenga.
Yeah. Yeah, well allow le si vaenga le ia a floating for it, but as we call it a revolving credit facility. O le revolving credit facility la pe se overdraft po ile ngali. It's like it's an overdraft on your mortgage. O le leo lea vaenga, usually o te le recommending a mo tangata uma. So pela o la o talalena whaia tu mo. It depends in le spending habits ale customer. So mele it's our way when I sit down with clients, it depend on the spending habits of what I see, whether a revolving credit is going be or is it going to make the situation worse?
Yeah.
While a revolving credit so all your money can go into, including your pay, every money, every funds can go into a revolving credit based overdraft. So ole umiala na ta atielo tongi to son all revolving credit le etele o faongaina. Your balance is now a little bit lower, than what you owe the bank. You are charged less interest every day. Walanga ole emanatua fo ele malu le tunu ole interest tele bank. It's charged on a daily basis, depending ilo palengi la yai. So alu te sonu lo tutongi, o lela alu ilalo lo paleni. So therefore, o lala la ititilo interest the charge ai o nga le walu mo walalo lo palengi.
So your
that's the
principal
benefit
has
of revolving. Yeah. So all the benefits in now the revolving credit, but it is not recommended.
Okay.
Be afa be ai mo tato ia nga le maua singa kama ia vangoa ia kolo mai. Maua singa kama ia vangoa kolo mai ona ole danger la le tamalea. You could end up in after 30 years or like level low revolving credit samle ona you keep digging into it. So that's that danger po olona fale tonu le po olona le only revolving credit. So it works for some people, but it works for everyone.
So ole bingala sound nga emele ole tele le vaenga the floating rate, fixed rates, offset mortgages, and revolving rate. To benefit for different people's status, different people's situations. So one can be recommended at a time and after time. Or sui fo ile me vatuei CC advice.
That's absolutely right. ese lava ona ese uma lava le tato money management skill level R on especially if I build the first home buyer, I usually would suggest a fix umalo mo kesi ona ole le leo le tulanga o pe afa pe ole la fix le tato mo kesi e la wa e mautino le po le alo pa ki ki se saona ia I leva yaso ma le luova yaso po le masina ona o le fo o I le fatino ina po le songina o le mesa o le mo kesi so fix la le tato mo kesi at least o lai wa e si la fia le po le ale le vaenga tu pe saona tu ese o le fo ila le o wana o le masani tato le songina o le council rates o le fo ile fa masani tato le songina o le water rates o le fa masani tato le songina o le home insurance which is compulsory ona tu oile malavaenga le na sauno ia le sunga ya mat tu so me uma lava ia sa ua tele mai se lava le mamalu le tunu ule o le lato fale mo muale ina ia mauti no le po le tato vaenga tu pele ta ona tu SPP faanga mo le mo kesi ia matato compulsory expenses ia flow le tato pakeki and then afa pe wa uma le tato fixed term ia no to review le pe mana o miele spiliki o le tato fixed ko se ti vaenga le floating pe afa pe o lawa tilo atu e se vaenga ma faiona lua va vesongila so ia na options e ma faiona ona to review pe uma le tato fixed term
ba lo fa tele lava sa lo fa lo male fa mamla maina ona e tele ta interview. I don't want to rush through this and I want to split our interview until next week. Floating, the fixed, revolving, va pena fole tilo le mele le split po le vai lua se vai nga teu sisi vai nga sisi mea sisi e ta uo mnei ma ta upu mole anga I luma ai mole temi nei to familie lo fionga te mai tai uo manao a wane I fa tope topea ma tope lau ia le ta mata upu ai tu watu na isi vai nga I tolu pe fa mole vai a sofou ia a watu le ia havanoa ia fa to fa mai fo I le tunu ia ma fa manu ia upa anga mo sio ai ngoro fa muri atu nei ia o fa ia ki finga inga
ia fa taila me la fionga tavea mana ia fo ile nei avanoa toe fa tala no ai po ani situlanga fa mala matile malu le tunu ia o le toe malanga fo ia o kilani saao ia ona toe felo ia fo ile vai fo ai mo le seminei a fa pe ia se te fia telefoni mai o la numero o le o lu fitu valu tolu fitu valu fa valu o ia mana ia toe vili mai after tomorrow night yo ona e facing isi taimi the reception where we are but ia manu ia tele malo longo le afiafi ia fa te tele lo fionga tavea toe felo ile vai se fo
fa te tele lava o le numero na mo ia Emele Palamo o lu fitu valu tolu fitu valu fa valu o so fu manuel fanga malanga le toya nga mai la so taiao ia fa pe fo ia lo fa tu si o tinamo si o to ainga ai fa so fu ia mo le temdei
so fu lava